Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Independence High High podcast. And we've been on hiatus for a little bit, but I'm hoping to bring back a season 2. I just got a new mic. I wouldn't say I'm looking to improve quality, honestly. If I'm looking at myself honestly, I mean, I would like to, but I'm lazy. So I would hope to improve quality. I got a new mic. It's very fancy. But I'm gonna be real. Don't know how consistent upload schedules will be, but I do have this great episode. Bruce, who is the interviewee for this episode, personally asked if he could be interviewed. So I was like, it'll encourage me, to bring it back. So I'm hoping that this gets a good reception and could encourage me to keep going. Drop a like, subscribe, click that bell, and let's get right into it. And joining me today for the 11th episode of the Independence High High podcast, I have the legend himself, Mr. Bruce.
Hi. Hello, viewers.
Yes.
Yes, it is me.
Indeed it is, Mr. Bruce, legendary. When I first thought of the show with Chris, who I was
Yes.
like, man, this is going to be really cool. This was when I was naive and I thought I would actually put work into it. I was like, oh man, we're going to build this up. It's going to be great. We're going to get all the famous people at school. And I was like, oh, Bruce. And I was like, yes, the famous one. The
Wow,
famous guy classes.
I didn't really think of myself like that, but
I think,
yeah.
Because even though you are an underclassman, a lot of seniors do know about you.
Wow, I'm humbled.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you're here to talk about your ASB candidacy.
Yes.
So
yes.
what position are you running for?
I am running for ASB Executive Vice President.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you know what this role would entail?
Yes. For one, I have to help the president. And number two, I have to help every other position because I am the VP of those VPs, and I will do my part in making sure that everyone runs, smoothly, like a oiled gear or something like that. Because this year, I heard things about ASB, right? Like how clubs were mad at ASB for
yes.
Yeah, that was a really big thing this year, and I felt like they could step it up, but if it's not to them, it's up to me or someone more capable. But we'll see.
Yes, and can you give, for people who may be unaware, can you give a brief overview of what ASB actually does? Like what effect they do have on the students?
So ASB stands for the Associated Student Body, of course, and their job is to basically govern the student body, talk to staff, and basically get in touch with not just the clubs, but the principal, the activities director, Mr. Dobrins, and as well as organizations outside the school in order to make sure that our school runs well, like our culture runs well. And yeah, that's ASB.
All right, very, very important role. It's a linkage institution, as I learned in my AP government class. But anyway, so how does the election process work? Like, where do people vote? When do they vote? And I believe there's debates at some point.
Yes.
Can you give some information on those?
So yeah, starting off with when do they vote? It will be this Thursday. And where? It'll be in room A02. If you don't know where that is behind A Commons and in a known place called the lavender room. So regarding debates, right? It's done after speeches, which is going to be this Wednesday. It's going to be a short Q&A session between all of the candidates. They get asked a question that applies to all of the candidates, and they have to answer them. It's going to be done during lunchtime, so after the speeches, it'll probably only be 5 minutes, but that's where you get the most juice out of your campaign. Yeah.
So, what is your basic platform for all these independence voters? What is your core messages?
The core message I'm trying to push out to my fellow Sixers is to spread positivity and to promote events. What I mean by that is to make more spirit days, not just the ones during weeks, but we have like a random day where you can wear like one thing, or like um, games, like definitely games. We can talk about like football games where we can have like people wearing letters to show like our school and its glory.
Mm-hmm.
So in all of that, I just want to make our school a more fun and more inviting place for all of the new and incoming Sixers.
Very, very positive. If you could describe your campaign with one word or phrase similar to Obama's hope back in 2012 or 2008, what would that word or phrase be?
One word. Um, it is a hard one,
Indeed.
but I would like to go with the word flashy.
Ah,
Flashy.
yeah. I, I,
Yeah,
I love
the word.
a flashy style. That's why I host a podcast occasionally.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I support that. So,
yeah.
so along the lines of these elections, do you believe
Mhm.
that the election system at independence should be more in line with federal elections, such as with the use of running mates for president, where a president would choose a vice president to be nominated with?
In that regards, yes, I do definitely agree with that. Take Piedmont Hills, right? Piedmont
Hmm.
Hills has like different running mates. Oh, I'm talking with the IHHP right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Kevin.
Hey, person, I don't know. What's up?
Hi, it's Michelle from your stats class last year.
Oh, what's up, man?
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm talking on a podcast,
Oh,
and I just learned that my deadline is pretty much Thursday because I should get this episode out before like you actually vote. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
are you putting this in the podcast?
Why not? I don't have much time to edit it now, so I'm
Can you
probably
vote
going to.
Michelle for? Oh, sorry. Can you please vote Michelle for VP of Communication? Sorry for interrupting.
No
Bye.
problem. Vote also another sponsor. Vote Michelle. There we go. We got two endorsements for candidates in ASP.
Yes. I can't really endorse myself because that'd be an instant
That's
disqualification.
true.
So.
So yeah. So I think that would also be a good idea. I didn't know Piedmont did that. That's actually really cool, because the Constitution, or there was a law passed in the early 1800s, because in the second president, John Adams, his vice president was Thomas Jefferson, because how it used to work is that the person who won presidency, they got to become the president, but then the runner-up became the vice president, and they were members of two different parties. And they obviously just like didn't agree on anything. So then, when Thomas Jefferson became president the year after, or the next electoral vote afterwards, he changed it so that the president, or the candidate running for president, gets to pick a vice president that they will, be vice president with and president
Yeah,
with.
absolutely. I feel like something like this wouldn't be an issue because I feel like we all have the same goals as an ASB. Particularly the ones running for presidents. I respect and adore them, and I believe that we can work and get along together in the coming future.
There's a significant lack of political parties in independence.
Yeah, it is a lack there. Everyone's their own party, basically.
Exactly. So, along the lines of these elections, do you believe that the electoral college should be abolished?
The electoral college, I believe, yeah. It's basically the majority vote, right? Like people all around this country, they feel like they aren't being represented because it's because it's an electoral thing. Like stuff gets chosen for them. Like think about like gerrymandering or just ways that our voices are being stolen, basically. Yeah. So like I see why not? Why not abolish the electoral vote? But then again, you have to realize that once you do that, the rural people, the people that live in like the middle of the country, are going to have a representation, because obviously the cities have like tons and tons of people, and it goes one way usually.
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean. It would definitely unfairly advantage the rural voter, And honestly, I did not expect that answer. But as you mentioned, gerrymandering. So with the census taking place this year and all eyes on Congress to redraw the district lines, how much of a role do you think gerrymandering will play in this election?
I feel like we've learned a big lesson from the last time, so gerrymandering might not be that much of an issue. That I hope.
Mm-hmm.
It only happens in like places where it's predominantly, Republican.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, not what you can say there.
Yeah.
So, what do you believe the effects of climate change legislation will have on the overall GDP of the nation?
I feel like climate change, like the legislations to like push for, green energy and less car pollution, it won't really make a dent, as much as people like to like scare us about it. Like
Republicans.
some leaders in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we need to make that step forward now, or else we're never going to. And other countries have already began doing it. Like think of like China. Like even though we think of China as like the very polluting country, they're already taking steps. Same as India, Europe. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you? So I'm assuming you think that the Paris Agreement should not have been withdrawn by the current president.
As long as it's fair, as every country does their part, I believe that the Paris Climate Accord could have been kept.
Yes. Do you also believe that it'll begin like the effect of it will begin to squander due to the lack of the U.S., which is supposed to be like the role the shining light at least in our eyes. Do you think that will have a role into the actual effects and the actual changes that will be willing to be made by Paris Accord countries?
I believe so. Like without a country like leading the beacon or something in that fashion, the accord might just falter, or maybe in some cases it'll just pretend it's just normal.
Mm-hmm. So what plans would your administration have in place to prevent a deficit this fiscal year?
A deficit, as in like we are spending more.
Yes, than we actually have. Yes.
I feel like we have to spend more than what we can make, because a lot of that stuff comes from our own government, like school provided funding and
exactly.
That stuff goes to ASB. But I feel like that wouldn't be an issue because we do raise our own money, and ASB raises their own money through proms, homecomings, dances like Sadie's. We also do like separate fundraisings, and some money from clubs goes towards us. So if there happens to be a deficit, then why not just make more money? Just host more of these fundraisers.
That's an excellent idea. You've been an excellent interviewee. But I do have one more question because my dad has just brought home king egg roll.
Oh, king egg roll!
I know, right? I'm super excited.
That was really nice. Yeah.
Will you fix the bathrooms?
My campaign promises have always been to fix things, and that includes the bathrooms. In one way or another, yes, in one way or another, we're going to fix those bathrooms.
Finally, I was using the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of freshmen just walked in, started screaming and kicking open all the stalls, and my stall didn't have a lock in it, so I'm like, I'm next. So then I had to just walk out, and I didn't wipe, and I was super embarrassed, and I had to go to another bathroom and then wipe, and I was very upset about that. So thank you.
Yes.
I believe in you, even though I'm not going to be here next year.
It's just our job, to lead the next generation.
Yes. Thank you for making a difference. And if you think you can make a difference, head down to the lavender room, I think it was, where you can vote for your next ASB candidates, your next ASB president, vice president, every position. Vote. Your vote matters. Bruce, thank you so much for being here with me.
100%.
Yes.
Agree. And yeah, thank you too.
Do you have any closing remarks?
Yes. Well, if you guys have seen my scooter around, because it's not here, you know, it got stolen.
Oh no.
It got stolen. So if you guys see my scooter anywhere, just tell me, and I'll be happy. You know?
All right. Look out for Scooter, and remember to vote, or else you're a loser. Thank you so much, and good night.